Welcome to Saugeen EDC, the local edge, where we're working in partnership for our community's future. I'm your host, Rose Austin. Join me as we talk with the people, partners, and businesses driving growth and innovation across our region. Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of The Local Edge. I'm Rose Austin, your host, and today we're going to be answering those questions that startup businesses have when they move into an area or when they're thinking of moving into an area. So we reached out, we talked to the economic development officers within our communities, we talked to business owners, and we talked to potential new entrepreneurs. And we asked, what are the top 5 questions that entrepreneurs ask when they're thinking about moving their business or opening a business in your community? And we narrowed it down to 6 questions. So question number 1 is, how do I address the gaps within my community? For instance, what types of businesses are missing? And this is a really great question because many successful businesses start by solving a problem or filling a need, not just starting a business that they think that they would enjoy operating, that they would enjoy running, or that perhaps it's a hobby that they wanted to expand on. Instead, they're looking at what are the gaps within the community and how can I fill those gaps? So the first thing I would suggest is becoming somewhat of a detective. Walk through the community. Talk to business owners, talk to the municipal staff, talk to other entrepreneurs in the community and community organizations, and ask simple questions like, what do I have to leave town to buy? Or what services do you wish existed here? And look at those opportunities, look at those answers to those questions that you ask yourself. You can also look at demographic data. So if a community has a growing senior population, there may be opportunities in healthcare, home services, recreation for seniors, delivery services. If there are lots of young families in your community, childcare, family entertainment, or after-school programs may be needed. These are just a few suggestions. Remember, a business gap isn't always a brand new business. Sometimes it's providing a better service, extended hours, online ordering, delivery options, or serving a niche within your community that doesn't exist. So go out, be a detective, and find out where the gaps are in your community. Question number 2 that most municipal offices and other organizations get asked is, who do I contact when I'm looking for available properties within a specific community? Start with your municipal economic development officer and your municipal office. They often know about the available commercial properties and industrial properties, ones that are advertised and ones that may be coming up. Local real estate agents who specialize in commercial properties are often excellent resources as well, as they will have a list of opportunities that are available. Perhaps it's industrial land that you're looking for, maybe it's a warehouse, maybe it's a commercial property on the main street. These properties could be for rent, for lease, or it could be an opportunity to purchase that. Community Futures can also point you in the right direction. We work with entrepreneurs on a regular basis, and we know what the business landscape is like within specific communities. And don't be afraid to ask around. In rural communities especially, some of the best opportunities aren't listed yet, and word of mouth moves a lot faster than a flyer in a window. So ask around, don't be afraid to ask questions. Someone may know of something that's not on the market yet, and it might just be right for you. So question number 3 is, how do I know if my business is allowed within a community or a geographic area? Before signing a lease, buying a building, or spending any money on renovations, call the municipality's planning or building department. Every property has zoning bylaws that determine what types of businesses can operate there. Just because a building looks perfect for your business doesn't mean that the zoning will allow it. For example, a retail store, a manufacturing business, home-based businesses, and restaurants may all have different zoning requirements. Municipal staff can tell you if your proposed use is permitted, whether you need permits or approvals, if parking requirements apply, whether there are restrictions on signage, noise, or even operating hours. One phone call early in the process can save thousands of dollars and months of frustration later while you're starting your business. Question number 4. What can the municipality do to entice me to start or grow my business within the community? Great question. Municipalities understand that businesses create jobs, attract investment, and contribute to local economy. So many communities are actively looking for ways to support entrepreneurs. Support can come in many forms, including business grants and incentives, tax increment programs, community improvement plans, and we're going to talk about those much later in future episodes. Assistance with permits and approvals, site selection assistance, workforce attraction, marketing and promotion opportunities, infrastructure investments such as broadband, roads, and utilities. But perhaps the most valuable thing that a municipality can offer is responsiveness. As an entrepreneur, you want to know that when you have a question, someone will answer the phone. You want a municipality that works with you to find solutions rather than obstacles. My advice is to ask the question directly. Why should I locate my business here instead of the community down the road? A good economic development officer should be able to give you a clear and compelling answer. Question number 5. Should I incorporate my business? This is one of the most common questions we get asked, and the honest answer is it really depends on your situation. When you're starting out, many entrepreneurs will start as a sole proprietor because it's very simple. You open up a business, you get a business number, you apply for an HST number, and away you go. It's inexpensive and it requires less paperwork. However, as your business grows, incorporation may offer benefits such as liability protection, tax planning opportunities, and a more professional image when you're dealing with customers, suppliers, and lenders. A few questions that you need to ask yourself before you move forward in the incorporation process is my business consistently generating profits? Am I taking on significant financial risk or liability on a personal level? Do I plan to hire employees? Am I considering bringing in partners or investors? And am I planning for long-term growth? If you answered yes to several of these questions, it may be worth discussing incorporation with your accountant or a solicitor. One thing I always tell entrepreneurs is don't incorporate simply because someone told you that you should. Incorporate a business because it makes sense for your personal business goals and your financial well-being. The best investment you can make before incorporating is spending an hour with a professional who can explain the advantages and the disadvantages based on your specific circumstances. Question number 6. When do I hire my first employee? Many business owners wait too long to hire because they see it as an expense. The reality is that hiring should not be considered an expense, it's an investment. A good indicator that it's time to hire is when you're spending too much time working in the business and not enough time working on the business. For example, you could be turning away customers because you're too busy. You're working evenings and weekends just to keep up, losing valuable family time or personal time. Administrative tasks are taken away from sales and growth, and customer service is suffering because you simply can't do everything yourself. The first hire doesn't always have to be a full-time employee. It could be a part-time employee, a seasonal worker, a contractor, a student. The employee could just be there for administrative support. Before hiring, ask yourself, What specific task am I hiring for? Will hiring free me up to generate more revenues? And can the business financially support this decision? One mistake entrepreneurs often make is hiring based on hope rather than need. The most successful hires happen when there is a clear role, a clear expectation, and a clear return on the investment. Remember, your first employee is often one of the biggest milestones in your business journey. It means you've built something that has grown just beyond you. And just to follow up with all these questions, what is the biggest mistake most entrepreneurs make? And I would say it's trying to do everything themselves. Entrepreneurs are naturally independent people. They're very resourceful. They're very passionate. But sometimes they wait way too long to ask for help, whether it's through accounting, legal advice, marketing, financing, hiring, or strategic planning. There are professionals and organizations whose job is there to help businesses succeed. The strongest business owners aren't the ones who know everything. They're the ones who know when to ask questions and when to ask for help. That's why organizations such as ours, Community Futures, and your economic development offices, your chambers of commerce, accountants, lawyers, and business advisors exist. You don't have to navigate the journey alone. And often, one conversation can save you thousands of dollars, countless hours, and a lot of unnecessary stress. One thing all of these questions have in common is that entrepreneurs don't have to figure everything out on their own. Municipal staff, economic development offices, Community Futures, chambers of commerce, and business advisors are here to help. The sooner you reach out, the more resources and opportunities you'll discover. Sometimes the right conversation at the right time can save you months of work and help turn a business idea into a great and successful business. Good luck on that journey.
Thanks for listening to The Local Edge, brought to you by Saugeen Economic Development Corporation, working in partnership for our community's future. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of collaboration, resilience, and success across our local communities.